Cause y'all know I've been playing this song, this Wahala song. I've been putting on the song. They know those that listen to the radio. Y'all know. So the man is finally in the building. My man, introduce yourself for those who might not be familiar.
Ashe, you know, the teacher, the CrossFit coach, the artist.
That's it.
You know what I mean? Just doing a lot of things, basically.
So you see,
Ashe, l'Afro-Keb.
L'Afro-Keb, that's what I'm talking about. So Afro-Keb, si je me trompe pas, I'm gonna give you the English. If I'm not mistaken, you're from Nigeria.
No,
where you
from Quebec.
I mean, when you said so, what's the Afro part?
So basically, the Afro part is the African American. So like, if you want to go back to like the slavery days, when the boats came, my ancestors said like, we ain't staying in the States, we're going to Canada. So we've been here for like 150 years or something like that. So like, I'm really a black Canadian. And then like, more than that, like basically my ancestry is like Nova Scotia, and then like it's like now where it's like Quebec. So like all my, you know, my relatives are buried here. Like I can't go nowhere. This is like home now. I'm stuck.
Okay.
So that's why Afro-Keb is there, because it's like my whole history got erased. So now we just rewriting history.
So the reason why I said Nigeria is because of Wahala.
Yes, because when I did my ancestry test, I came back like I'm like 80% from 80%. I'm capping, but like 70% from over there from West Africa. So then I did that around 2017. Around 2017, I started discovering Burna and Wiz and Jules and Pretty Boy Dio and everybody that's coming out of there. And I was like kind of at a weird place with hip hop where like nothing was really speaking to me. And for some reason, West Africa, the sound, like the Ama piano from South Africa, that was speaking to me. So I started creating playlists. And then after that, I linked up with Dean, which is one of the producers for WizKid and stuff like that. So we cut Wahala. He produced it. So basically, Afro-Keb, the new album, is all produced by Nigerian producers, because I had to show respect before I even decided to bring it to Quebec.
That's dope.
You know, so it's like,
see, that's what I was saying off air. Like when I said, like I feel like the Wahala song was a big record.
Yeah.
That, not speaking about the whole incident that happened with it, but just the song itself, I felt like you should have pushed it more. And that's another reason.
I definitely tried,
because you over here telling me that it's produced by the same producer that did the WizKid joints. This is some shit that we need to know,
like DJ Tunes and everything.
We need to know these things in Montreal, bro. It's all about that. We need to know who you work with, what you did.
I'm not putting in the secret. It's just that like as I'm going, I'm discovering. You feel what I'm saying? Like I cut the album and then I'm like, yo, I have this body of work, and now I'm able to express how I got to there. You get what I'm saying? Where I'm going, and like, you know, it's just like I'm still learning as an artist also. So it's just like I can't give out tips when I'm not even sure if it's gonna work out, but it works out.
No, there you go.
Feel me? It works out.
Me, I have a question for you.
Let's go.
You know what I mean? Getting faded in Jamaica.
Yeah.
You know, for sure. Spending money in Nevada.
Yeah.
The fuck is going on in Nevada? What's going on? It's popping in Nevada like that?
Nevada's super popping, bro.
I was like, out of everywhere, my man is spending money in Nevada. I'm trying to know what's happening in Nevada, bro.
I just came back from Nevada. Me and my girl, we went there for like 3-4 days. We went crazy. It was balled out. Went to raves and stuff like that. It was crazy. Basically, Nevada is the strip. It's Vegas, baby.
Okay, that's what I'm
saying. Like,
I was like,
I just did it in a subtle way, but
that's it.
You know, like Vegas is amazing, bro. Like I love it. Like I've been out there a few times. I got an incredible game out there. You know, it's great. I love it. So
it's more like for vacation purposes that you went there, or you actually?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Well, my girl had business over there, but I just went. I always go to Vegas just to have fun.
Have you ever been to the States for some music thing, like anything related to your music?
Yeah, definitely. The first time I ever made a song with this I don't know if you're familiar with the artist called Child from Montreal.
Yes, Child with
Yanni.
3 eyes out there.
Yes, there you go. So him, when we were young, like 15 years ago, we basically made a song with Millie Mills, and then we shot that. That was like the first song we cut. We sold it for $16K. So we went to New York, we signed papers and all of that. So that was like my first taste of.
So when you say you sold it, meaning like what? You
just sold the rights.
Okay.
Like everything.
All right. Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah, it's cool.
So it's not like on some ghostwriting shit. Like you didn't wrote the song and another artist.
No, like I stayed on the hook. The rappers took off, and then a rapper from California took it or something like that. I don't actually know what happened with the song.
What was the song?
It was called She Could Roll With Us.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's
but
dope.
so yeah, basically that was my first taste, and then after that, I was just out in Miami and Vegas shooting videos, and then so basically that was like my only American business taste.
That's what's up. One thing too that I was wondering is if you felt the pressure, because of course your mom is you know what I mean, your mom is a well-known artist in Quebec especially. And by the way, I've seen Patti LaBelle, Ray Charles, Youssou N'Dour, Celine Dion.
Everybody.
This is huge.
She's huge. Yeah. It's like another level.
My first question is, who's the biggest celebrity that you've seen like growing up? Like
50.
Just word.
50. I shook hands with 50 when I was like 16. He was coming out of McDonald's after the Rock the Mic tour, and I bumped into 50. And I got a chance to talk to him. Like, this is like 2003 50. So this is like the biggest 50 like
that's crazy.
there is. Yeah.
But that's not related to the fact that your mom is
anybody
is
that I've been around my mom, I probably like, I never met Ray Charles or like Gladys Knight. I didn't really go to my mom's shows because it's like, you got to understand, like, I've been going through this since I'm like 5. So like my mom going to a show is like my mom going to work. Gotcha. You get what I'm saying? So it's just like, whatever, all right, have fun.
See
you know?
later,
yeah, exactly. Right. And I just been around like a lot of Quebec celebrities, and it was just like, I always thought they were all whack, and I didn't get it. I didn't get why my mom would try to mingle with them, because I was like, you're so much bigger than these guys, you know, like, so it's just like, why even play their game?
And when you decided to make music, like, did you feel the pressure, like, damn, my mom is big like that, so I have to make sure, you know what I mean, I'm the same, I live up to the hype type of thing?
This is the thing. My mom, she's like a performing artist. I'm a recording artist. So she feels the pressure with me in the studio, because I create super fast. I'm as good as she is, like, if we're talking about like when she was my age versus like how I am right now. I'm as good as a recording artist as she's a performing artist.
Gotcha.
You feel me? So like, she teaches me things, and like when I'm gonna go on this live venture, she's gonna teach me things. You feel what I'm saying? So it's gonna be an exchange, but I never felt no pressure.
Okay.
Definitely not.
Because that's what I was wondering, because at the end of the day, you can understand why someone could feel pressure to actually,
definitely,
I mean, do good and succeed in music, especially when you know your mom is who she is, and she's really big. So.
But I've always been competitive, so like I welcome the pressure. Like, it's good to be pressured. Like, pressure makes diamonds. So I mean, like, I welcome it. So I always looked at it as a good thing. Like, you know, like, if my mom don't like the track, maybe it's because it's whack. Maybe it's not, but like. And
did she co-produce the album or something? Because I see she got the credits on the songs.
Every song. So basically, what I do is, she's on every song, because like because she's my mom. When we blend our voices together, it sounds like it's supposed to be together, because it's like the tint is like very similar. So whatever. So she's on every single song, and you know, and it allows me to stay in a certain perimeter of, you know, words and like subject matters, because like then I gotta put my mom on the song, so I gotta be careful about what I say on the record, right? So I have to, but it's good, because at the same time it always keeps me in a way where like I can go radio. I can, my songs are never to the point where like, well, we just can't play this, you know what I mean? Like, you know, so it's just like, it's,
you see, that's the song Wahala gave me that radio feel.
Yeah, for sure. That's how I try to always make my music like something that you're gonna feel like you can play on radio, you can play with your mom, you can play with your girl, like just things that you can chill with. Like, I'm not too big on the whatever's trending. It's mostly like just something you could chill with your girl.
That's it. That's what I'm talking about. Shout out Ashe in the building, Montreal.
Yes, sir.
You know what it is. By the way, right now is, well, technically it's the 1 year anniversary of a controversial moment that happened in your life.
Yes.
It's already 1 year.
No, it's crazy.
And now, for those who don't know what I'm talking about, my man been through a situation that was televised and all that. If you can briefly explain to the
so basically, man, I was suspended for 15 days because of because of my music video, and I'm a teacher. So apparently there was a complaint, which I was never fully told who made the complaint and for what reason. Right? I've never got a concrete reason why. It's always like wishy-washy. Oh, you didn't have your shirt. Oh,
you had a bathing
like
suit
craziness. Like, she wanted my Canada Goose in the pool, like tripping. But make a long story short, suspended for 15 days, you know, and what happened was, one of my students that works for Journal de Montréal, he got a hold of a story, because it went in the Chateauguay newspaper, because somebody heard that I got suspended for 12 days, you know, and it didn't make no sense why I was being suspended. And, you know, I had to expose the people that were lying about me. So, you know, that they don't play with me because I worked hard for my reputation, right? So like you got to think that I went through 4 or 5 years of university, then I went through 4 or 5 years. At that point, I was like 4 years of teaching, and I was really trying to stay on a net, like focus.
So just know, what are you teaching exactly?
I'm a high school teacher.
High school.
So now at this point, I can teach any subject.
Okay.
From Sec 1 to Sec 5, I can do it. You feel what I'm saying? Like, but initially, I'm an English teacher.
Got you.
Right. So that's basically it. So
from what I read, like, well, first of all, did you actually had the chance to talk to the parents that?
No, that's what I mean. I never found out who made the complaint. You know, it's just because I'm the coolest teacher. You know what I mean? So like, teachers that have been working there for 30, 40 years, when I walk in, they feel the pressure. They feel the pressure because it's like your students want to be with me, and when they find out they're not with me, they're like, "Oh man, like I don't want to be with this."
I remember those days, man.
You get what I'm saying? So it's just like no teacher can face me. You know, the principals feel pressure around me because like I'm not the one that's going to be scared of a 12-year-old. You get what I'm saying? And like you got grown men scared of 12-year-olds and like calling the cops like, I think he's in a gang. Like, bro, he's 12 years old. If anything, be a mentor, you know, like you're 40, like come on. So I just put a lot of pressure on them, and at the end of the day, that's what you're supposed to do. You can't let nobody play with your name, especially when you work hard, you know?
Now, knowing everything that happened, if you could go back, would you have done the same thing, or you would have think about it before?
Now I would
showing
do the
that
exact
video?
same thing. And the weirdest part about it too is because like a lot of people were telling me like, yo, you can't talk, you can't do this, like, you know, like you shouldn't do this because you're gonna affect your life and and like if I would have not listened to them, then I would probably still have that smudge on my file because basically what happened is that like they paid me for all the days that they suspended me. They took that off my file because or else we're going to court and you're not going to win. This was basically like brought to the Canadian public. Like if you really want to go again in front of like the media and let's redo this again, I'm down because it's just more views. It's pumping my brand. I don't care. But you guys, it looks bad on you, you know, especially that like I said, I'm the coolest teacher. Like I don't have no beef with none of my students, and like I don't kick my students out. Like we have great like you know, like I don't have no problems. So it's like, why would you do that? You know what I mean? So for sure I would do it. I would do it exactly the same.
If you ask me, I mean, I really thought the whole thing was stupid because it's not like the video is explicit or nothing like that. You're just chilling and there's nothing explicit at all. The song is good. You're not out here talking about
nothing.
Pop pills and or shoot
I'm talking
this guy.
about I don't want to beef with you.
You feel me?
That's literally like what I'm saying is like I don't want no problems.
So that's why
I got all the problems
in my books. Like it makes no sense that they did all that.
It didn't make no sense, but it's all good.
It makes sense in a way because I can understand those parents Karen parents that might see a black guy with dreads and stuff like that, and to them it's, oh my god, he's singing. Oh, he's not supposed to do that. My kids, but the same kid is listening to WAP from Cardi B and shit like that.
And like I told LCN, I was like, Occupation Double plays at 6:30. You know what I mean? And there's nothing more crazy. There's nothing in my video that's crazier than Occupation Double. So whatever your claim is, it's crazy, you know? And like if people could just like listen to a conversation of a 13 or a 14-year-old in high school, they would not be worried about my video. They'd be worried about what these kids are talking about. You know what I mean? So it's just like, it was crazy, but it was like, it's all good, you know? You got to go through the smoke. So
another thing I was wondering is how hard it is to balance the two now, because you know, like you're saying, you're a teacher, you have to be a role model to the kids, and at the same time you're making music, and sometimes maybe you want to talk about certain stuff in your music, but you're thinking about the kids. So how does that work? How do you balance the two?
When it comes to like just my artistry, it's just sticking to truth, right? So if I don't really like go, I don't really cap in my music. So basically it's just like I'm out here just telling the truth. So if I want to talk about something, I'm gonna talk about it, but there's gonna be an element of truth. So if you stick with the truth, you're never gonna go into these weird places of like violent fantasies or, you know, like too sexually explicit situations. If it is, then it is. It's probably an R&B song. Don't listen to it.
I went to Vegas. You know what happened in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Exactly.
I guess, right?
Boom.
Right,
Boom.
I got you.
Boom.
He gave us went to Nevada,
but you know what? Like for real, these kids have access to so many things that like at this point I don't even think I can't even top what they have access to. You know what I mean? With the Twitters and the Tumblrs and the Twitches and
the
just madness
and all that shit.
madness.
Yeah, most definitely.
You know what I mean? So yeah, man.
And if you think about now Montreal as a, let's say, the R&B scene, what's your opinion of the scene in Montreal? Do you think there's actually a R&B scene in Montreal?
Yo, there's definitely a scene if you're looking for it. It's not a scene that's pumped up through major labels, but it really depends, like, from your perspective, right? So if you live, let's just say, like, you're just Quebecer, comes, like they say, the sush, R&B is probably popping for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna find what you need, right? But if we're talking about, like, on an international scale, then it's not.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Like, if we're talking about, like, comparing to, like, I don't know, like Chris Brown, like, because, like, in Montreal it's weird, right? So we have this thing called, like, rap keb, where, like, they only compare themselves to, like, themselves. You get what I'm saying? They never want to go and be like, on va pas parler d'Ontario, as if, like, they don't exist, like they're not next door, you know? So it's just like this weird thing that's going on in Quebec. But I know why it's going on, though. It's just because of this whole, like, first of all, it's the grant structure and it's the civil law structure. So are you familiar with, like, civil law and common law and stuff like that? So basically, like, you know, like how, like, the African and French countries are hurting more than the Commonwealth, common law countries. It's the same thing. Quebec is in a situation where we're surrounded, like, we're civil law, and the rest of the country, the provinces and the states is common law. So they're moving out of business, like, way better than how we have to do it. Because it's like, you know. So
do you feel like the French is an issue, like, in terms of, because I know you did a few songs, but it was maybe like in 2020, I think you dropped some songs in French, or maybe your first songs were in French. I think because I've seen when I went on your Spotify. I saw
you said Tiu. There's one track, right?
That's what I'm saying.
All right, so let's go back to Afro Keb, right? So basically, as I'm creating Afro Keb, right, I'm working with the producers from Nigeria and everything. I'm just doing it because at this point I got a vibe. Like, I know what kind of music I want to make, and it's not until I record Teu where I understand the meaning behind where I'm going with this whole thing. And the meaning behind this is, like, I take a song by the Coloc. You know the Coloc?
Of course.
All right, so boom. So they got a song called Tassez-vous de là. That's my favorite.
That's a classic.
That's my favorite Quebec song, right, of all time. And I take that and I put it on I'm a Piano, right? So what happens is that, this could never have been done by anybody else except me, because I'm an Afro Keb, and you can never put I'm a Piano and a Quebec song until I did it. So to me, like, that was legendary, because I love music and I love when people do, like, things that nobody's done before. Like, even like when, like, Jay drops Magna Carta and, like, he puts it on Samsung iPhone, so since they sell 1 million units, he got a million. You know what I mean? Like, these little things in hip hop.
I was a little cheating, but it's all good.
But it was great, right? So same thing with me. It's a little cheating because I'm using somebody else's song, and I'm, you know, but it's all good. And it's just about pushing the boundaries, right? So this is when I figure out the English and French flow, which in Afro Keb 2 I'm exploring more, where it's just, like, bilingual, and it's gonna be, like, you can only make this if you're from Quebec. Like, basically, you know what I mean? So
do you feel like you have your own sound right now, or you're still working on it?
I'm still working, but I feel like by Afro Keb 3 I should be very locked in. I should be very, very locked in, because I'm almost there. Like, I can feel it. Like, you know, like, this is like a really, really solid effort. Like, when you listen to it, like, from track 1 to 7, and it just has, just like the name Afro Keb, like, you've never heard of that. Nobody's ever coined that term before. Like, they've never even said that shit. So it's just like, to me, I already won.
Because the thing is, also, like, most of the black people, I would say, that I know, let's say for a fact, like, they identify more as Montrealer than Quebecers.
Yeah, because they're first generation or second generation. I'm fifth. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm six. Like, it's just like, I'm in the future of, like you got to think, like, okay, so let's just say your parents come to Canada through Air Canada, they land, and then you're born, so you're first generation. But now think about your fourth generation. So the fourth generation is going to be like, I don't have to go back to Africa to see my ancestors because they're buried here. So now they become Afro Kebs. They have no reason to go back home because their whole culture is there and they've been here, and then they're probably going to mix just like what happened to me. You know, you mix up with different things, and before you know it, you're 3-4 generations in, and everybody.
Is that how you feel? You feel like you don't need to go back to the motherland, even though you did your
I want to.
ancestry.
Yeah, no, I absolutely want to, but I know that when I get to Nigeria, they're not going to be like, that's a Nigerian.
Why not? Because of the way you look?
Because they don't. Because I communicate with them, and they know. Like when I communicate with them, and we communicate with each other, we're very different. You know what I mean? We're very different.
Yeah, but I could say the same thing for me. Like I'm from Senegal. You know what I mean? I'm born. I left for Africa when I was 3.
Yeah.
Then I moved to Montreal.
Yeah.
But whenever I go back there, or even when they talk to me, I don't sound like them. I don't talk like them, so they could say like they say that playfully. You know what I mean? Like you're not Africa. You're not from Senegal.
It's playing, but you know. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know how it goes down. Like, you know how it's going down. You feel what I'm saying? So like that's why there's just like now at this point there's like a certain pride with it, because I'm creating culture for like the future, because they're gonna understand later on when like you can't go back home anymore because you're too far removed. This is your home, and it happens quick. Like I didn't realize.
But I don't think you can never go back home. Like I understand your point, but
I can't. There's nowhere for me to go. Like I can't go back to the States. I can't go by. Like I don't have like family that I can rely on. I can trust. You feel what I'm saying? I might make friends. They might become like family. You get what I'm saying? But there's no like going back home. Like going back home is basically like Nova Scotia for me. Like it's just like
yeah, that's what you mean.
I'll stay in Quebec, bro.
Just taking the bus, man.
Exactly. You know,
it's 12 hours away. That's what's up, man.
Yeah, man.
Chad Ashe in the building, Montreal. You know what it is. Now, my man, Mr. CrossFit.
Yeah, CrossFit.
Okay, I'm trying to lose 20 pounds right now in 30 days, man.
All right, so basically that's food, man. You just gotta stick with things that were born, that were alive, that live and die. You gotta stick with produce like like plants and stuff like that, nuts. Just stay away from anything that was transformed by man, and you'll be all right. You'll lose all the weight.
Is broccoli a real vegetable?
I don't know. Maybe it might have been man-made. I'm not sure.
Okay, because I heard
it's definitely better
cauliflower
than
and all these things. I heard it's man-made.
It might be for real, because like they're making weird stuff now. They're making like soy plant-based burgers. You might as well just eat a real burger if that's where you're at in life.
And when it comes to the classes, how does that work? Do you actually have a program? Can people subscribe to your thing, go to your classes?
Okay, so basically you want to know how CrossFit works?
Yeah, no, I mean for you, because I know you're a coach. I'm a coach.
Okay,
I'm trying to let you say your piece, promote your business at the same time.
But you know what I mean? At this point, I coach. I coach at a gym called Hybrid on the South Shore, because I know one of the owners and they need coaches, and I'm like an OG coach because I've been doing it for like 10 years now. But like I'll usually just coach like people that are close to me.
Okay.
Right? But nah, man, if you wanna get in shape, CrossFit it's really rough. It's really rough. You know what I mean? And I suggest like you have to have kind of a budget, because it's still like $150 a month for like unlimited. So like you can go to as many classes as you want, and you might get hurt, so you might need a physio to like try.
So you got to keep up.
You got to keep up. You got gymnastics, right? So you got pull-ups. You got to do your handstand walks. You got to do your snatches, your clean and jerks, your deadlifts, your bench press.
So what? There's levels, I guess. Like
there's definitely levels. There's something called RX, and when you get to RX, you can like compete. But before that, it's just like you scale down everything. You scale down the weights. You scale down the way you do your movements. But yeah, man, that saved my life actually, because bro, I was like in a really bad place like around like 2011. No, was it 2011? Yeah, it was 2011, because like I was on Music Plus. I was doing Radio C'est Quoi and stuff like that. I was touring with DJ Shortcut. The music thing was going good, but at the same time, it was just like they were asking me to do French songs, and they were asking me, and I felt like I was getting pulled away from who I wanted to be. So like, and then like, you don't do sports, you don't use your body, so I need party a lot. I was partying a lot, and basically like my mom was just like, I'm getting you a 6-month gym membership. And then I go to the gym, and then not only does my mom whip my ass, but all the pretty girls in the class whip my ass. And then I was embarrassed, so I was like, I'm staying in the gym until I beat the girls. And after I'm staying in the gym until I beat the dudes, and now I'm competing. You feel what I'm saying?
Dope, man.
So that's how that happened. And in the process, I was coaching, and that paid for my university, bro. You feel what I'm saying? So like, because at a certain point, I was just like, everybody around me was going to jail, and I was just like, they're gonna go do 4, I might as well do 5 in university. You know what I mean? And it's like the cheapest. That's one thing about Quebec that's dope, is that we have the cheapest education. So if you don't know what to do with your life, just go get a bachelor's. It's better than staying in jail, like, for real. You know what I mean? Like, go to the library.
It's not even a comparison, like, straight up. You know what I mean? So, get a bachelor's, better than jail. Yeah,
it is, though. It is, and like, but people don't realize that, because it requires discipline, and that's where it gets rough.
That's it.
You know what I mean?
Hey, man, the reason why I mention all these things at the end of the day is because I want people to understand, like, it's not just, you're not just like an artist only. You do several things.
Yeah, man.
And it's important for me. I feel like when an artist is able to show that he's versatile and it's not just music and there's other stuff going on, it's always more interesting, even for the fan. Because if someone don't know you for your music, let's say, just whatever we're talking right now about the CrossFit, it's you know what, he's right, he's saying some facts, and you can just get some people that tune into your thing just like that for a specific thing that you're doing.
And it's important for artists to, like, imagine if Montreal had like a lawyer rapper and he was just dropping game
type of shit,
like, you know what I mean? So, like, to all like rappers and artists, like, it's okay to do things outside, because then you can bring that back into your music and it gives you content to create, and you don't start drifting into these like weird fantasy things about like the streets, and like you're just promoting things that are helping you grow. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, man, like, it's good to do different things. It's very good.
2023 is coming right now. You know what I mean? What are you planning? Like, do you plan on doing stuff differently? Do you plan on dropping a whole lot of music? You plan on chilling?
Nah, there's no chilling right now at this point. Basically, I'm dropping a lot of music because I have a lot of music stashed up. So that's all going to be released. Afro Kev 2 is coming for sure, and like, I got a grant from the government, so like, this is just going to make it more amplified. Nice. You feel what I'm saying? So, and yeah, just creating more content, because content is king. We all know that.
Straight up.
But yeah, and it's just like, just making more music for the city. Like, eventually it's just gonna catch on, and I know this, like, because I already have the vision, because it's like, where I'm going, nobody's ever been. So it's just like, no matter what, I can't lose, because I'm trailblazing. You feel what I'm saying? So, and I'm at a point where I don't really care about like opinions, to the point where like, I'm gonna change my style, because I know how to, I know how to get the funding for the music, and like, I don't have to pay people. I can do it off my brain, because I know how to write and I know how to read, so I can do it. And it's just like, you get what I'm saying? So basically 2023 is just like amplification, more videos, more content. I want to link up with more people in the city.
I want to see more real talk, because I feel like I don't see enough from you.
I
in
know.
terms of content, like you're saying, even videos and shit like that.
I know.
Like, since Wahala, how many videos you dropped?
I didn't drop no videos.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I don't want it to hear, because I wanted to make sure, because I haven't seen anything since.
It's just, and it's like, it's done purposely. It's not because like I don't want to. It's because the same way like I'm finding my artistic style as a recording artist, I want to find my visual identity. You feel what I'm saying? Like, also because like, and it's not like, it's kind of also like a lazy thing, because like I do a lot of things at once. I'm not always thinking about like my visuals, but like I said, like 2023 for sure. Like I want to, like, that's something I want to do, because like, yeah, I love that. I love film,
bro. Like I'm saying, you got something going on. I like what you do. Me personally,
Appreciate
I like the music. That's why I even invited you here. I was happy to have this conversation with
amazing.
You. 2023, bro. I wish you really the best. Keep pushing. Give us that heat. Now, for those who want to follow you and all that good ish, man, can you give them all that social media?
Yeah. So basically, we're just gonna cut all the middlemen. We're gonna go to www.chadashe.com.
That's it.
www.chadashe.com. You know,
and that's important, bro. By the way, all these artists listening, man, get yourself a website, man.
Yeah, because sometimes I be going on I be going off the deep end, and like Instagram could just ban me. You feel me? What I'm saying? So
straight up, or
like,
Instagram's not working, shutting down, or some bullshit like that.
They freeze your account. You know how it's moving. You know what I mean?
And you can't communicate with nobody, friends.
So as long as you can always reach me at chadashe.com though.
That's it.
So that's what's up.
Chad Ashe in the goddamn building, Montreal. You know what it is.
Sir.
Let's play some music, man. Hey. Make sure you check out Afro.